When Andrew Johnson became president, radical Republican leaders who had opposed Lincoln's forgiving policies toward the South had high hopes that harsher terms would now be imposed. These radical Republicans, such as Thaddeus Stevens and Charles Sumner, wanted the federal government to guarantee political rights and economic benefits to the newly freed slaves. But Johnson was not especially concerned with the plight of the black people, and he shattered the hopes of the radical Republicans with policies that quickly resulted in new state governments dedicated to keeping blacks second-class citizens.
Embittered whites committed atrocities against blacks who attempted to claim their rights as citizens. Laws known as BlackCodes were passed to restrict blacks to menial employment and otherwise deprive them of their newly won rights. Blacks received some protection from agents of the Freedmen's Bureau, an organization established by Congress at the end of the war.
We heard the Freedmen's Bureau would help us get our due.
The Freedmen's Bureau gave blacks food, medical care, and guidance, but could not provide the one thing they needed most: land.
Well, they lend a hand, but then they give no land to help us start anew.
Without land or money, blacks were forced to hire themselves out as sharecroppers.
You know, they say we're free, but it's news to me, 'cause we're working for the master still. To get our freedom is a constant struggle. Oh Lord, we've struggled so long, but we're still not free, we're still not free.
Enraged by the results of Johnson's policies, the radical Republicans refused to recognize the new Southern state governments or to seat their representatives. After lengthy committee hearings, Congress drew up a Reconstruction Plan, which denied the Southern states readmission until the blacks were assured full civil rights, including the right to vote.
A condition which seemed especially unfair to Southerners, since in the North, most blacks were still confined to menial work and deprived of the vote.
President Johnson reacted by vetoing every Reconstruction measure passed by Congress, including a civil rights bill and an act extending the life of the Freedmen's Bureau.
Look out, Andy, mend your way, or you'll be sorry come Election Day.
The issue came to a head in the congressional elections of 1866. The overwhelming majority of Northerners showed where their sympathies lay by giving the radical Republicans more than 2/3 of the seats in both the House and the Senate, enough to override any presidential veto. To curb what they saw as Johnson's destructive actions, the Republican Congress passed laws limiting the president's power. After he defied one such law, congressional leaders served him with an impeachment summons, charging high crimes and misdemeanors. After a long Senate trial, Johnson was acquitted, but by only one vote. His effectiveness was destroyed, and meanwhile Congress set about establishing its own Reconstruction policies.